So in our new scene, let's create a polygon sphere. Press F to center. Let's give it 64 and 64 subdivisions, and let's scale it up a little bit. Next thing we want to do is, while we're in modeling mode, let's go to UV and automatic, and make sure it says 6, less distortion, and project. So let's click somewhere else to unselect it and switch back to object mode. And then now we could, let's say, maybe we can sculpt it a little. We can pull some of these faces around like last time. So I'm just randomly pulling stuff around just to get kind of a weird shape. And let's go to UV just to make sure. Let's go to UV and automatic again. So now let's go to rendering, and under rendering at the top, let's go to texturing, 3D paint tool options. This dialog pops up on your tool settings, and under file texture, let's say attribute to paint color, assign edit textures. Let's click that. And so let's put this on 1024 by 1024 Maya IFF and assign and edit textures. So now you're in paint mode, and these are some of the different brushes. Let's leave this on soft brush, and you can change your color to whatever you want. Use green. Make sure under paint operations, artisan is set to paint. Blend mode is default, and you can click and drag, and you should be able to paint right on your model like that. To erase, you switch to erase brush over here, and that erases the stroke. Let's move back to paint mode. Holding down shift, oh sorry, that's control. Holding down control actually inverses the color, and holding down shift sort of smears the what's the name of it? Yeah, it smears the paint around. So in this way you can go around and paint your entire model just as you would a painting or a real model. You can go here and adjust the colors. And Control Z, like always, undoes the last stroke. There's this other brush here called the soft brush that it's a bit larger. This button gives you a square brush. And finally, this folder button over here lets you load custom brushes. It should open to the default folder, and you can preview some of the brush shapes by looking at the thumbnail. So flood lets you cover the entire object with paint. In this case, I have pink selected, and maybe let's make my opacity 100%, or maybe a little less than that. And so I click flood, and so now it's as if I covered the object with pink paint, and I can now continue painting over it. I'm actually on erase mode right now, so I can switch back to paint mode too. So you notice erase mode erased the flood. I think I should be able to change the blending mode too. So this darkens in instances of overlap, just like our Photoshop blending modes. And then finally, you can go down to File Textures, and depending on where you assigned and edit it, in this case, I maybe left it on IFF, but maybe if you save it as JPEG or PSD, let's just save it as a PSD, apply, assign, edit, and then I can click Save Textures. And now, as you can see in Photoshop, see, it'll tell you where it saved the texture, and you can go and open this file, and you can see in Photoshop window's kind of large. I have basically the unrolled texture that I could later modify and then put back onto the model if I wanted to. So that's pretty much it for 3D 3D mesh painting. The next thing I'm going to show you is paint effects.